Okay, this is our weekly update video for April 11th, second week in April. Finally have a Friday off, so I get to shoot this in the middle of the day when the sun's overhead instead of trying to figure it all out quickly in the morning before I go to work. So, as you can see, a lot has changed in 1 week. We've had, it's probably like the fourth day in a row it's been over 70 degrees, so the trees are really responding. You can see the cherries in partial bloom. Pears are starting to open up their pods with a few blooms. Apples just basically opening up some of the pods still, the latest one there. Peaches in full, or partial, halfway bloom, I guess. The pear down there has a lot of blooms out, and the apricot is, there's only a few blooms left because it's ready to actually push out its leaves. So anyway, this is our pear tree here, and you can see that they're still, I'm assuming these are going to be the vegetative buds here. They're just starting to swell a little bit. Still just barely, swelling. Where some of them are bigger swelling, but this is from the knobby part, which I believe the knobby part is going to produce the pods, the blooms. This little pod cluster here where you can see leaves and the what's going to be the flowers and hopefully the fruit, all in one little pod there. So that's really cool just to see it, especially over the weeks. You can see here this one's coming out. You can see that it's just barely starting to open the leaves, and then here it's started to open up a bit more, and then a bit more here, and then more here to where the leaves are all fanned out, and then start to separate out, and then where the flowers are starting to turn white, so starting to roll around in there. And like I say, it's just really cool to see all the different stages of it now. So here once again is the leaf bud, all the leaves popping out. Then they're going to fold back, and you can see some of them here where the leaves are just starting to poke out. This right here will eventually turn to this, which turn to that. And it's just really cool to see it all happen. Here's another one that's a good example of one in the middle of opening up. So yeah, so I believe that these guys are just going to be leaves, and those ones will be, since they're coming off the knobby, looks like they're going to be the ones that are the fruiting pods, but not sure. We'll have to once again pay attention and see what's happening. Yeah, just so much activity in 1 week. It's really cool. Really cool, because we're not going to see this much change for a while. Okay, so our cherry tree has changed a lot. Last week, most of these buds there was absolutely no flowers on the tree 1 week ago, and most of the buds weren't even, they were just slightly swollen. They weren't anywhere close to being this fat like these guys are, or having the cherries or the flowers on them. So it's quite amazing. Most of them look like that, if I recall. This one right here, where you could see the reddish parts start to swell, and you can see the green in the middle, and you can see the stages here once again. So closed bud, well, barely, middle, more. Start to see the white, and the white starting to open, and then the flowers are fully open, and then the whole pod's going and all that stuff. So we've got just so much activity going on, so much difference. You can see the stuff way up there too that I couldn't get to cut. It's going to do the same thing. So it'll be interesting to see what how this looks like as it progresses here, where the leaves are going to be. Obviously the flowers have started to pop, but we'll be interested to see what the leaves look like. I'm guessing obviously this is going to be just leaves. That'd be my guess. This one, you can see the outer part is separated, and you got 3 buds right there. the one bud turned into 3 blossoms, I'm guessing, or it will turn into 3 blossoms, and so it's just very cool to see all those stages where it looks like these will probably be, I don't know, we'll see. Doesn't look like there's enough room in there for those fat juicy buds, but we will see. So just a lot of change. Still not just basically in just the, I don't know, maybe 15% bloom. So exciting stuff here. All right, our apple, it's being that it's the last one to bear, it's also the last one to bloom and last one for things to change. So finally started to see that the tips start to have some movement. Most of them don't look more like this one, but some of them have popped out more and changed. A lot of the spurs further back, get over here in the light a little better. So the tip there, you can see there's a slight swelling up, opening, and then a little bit here, tiny little bit, and then further back here we have some sort of spider there. I don't know what it is, but I don't want it on my tree. So here we've got the buds popped open. You can see that first it looks like just a bunch of leaves, and you can see that this one has a little bit more color. There's a little bit more definition there, and then here you can see the red buds. Should be able to see that there. Over here is one where you can see where it starts to pop out, and those little little buds are going to be flowers. And so that's what looks like it's going to fruit off of these spurs right there. So hopefully we'll have a good year for the apple, and we'll have some good a good crop this year instead of taking the year off like I did last year. So yeah, you can see the red there. So very, very exciting times here. And then our white peach tree is here, and it's again a lot of different than last week. Most of them weren't even probably this far last week, and then now, boom, you've got all of them are showing pink. Didn't see any buds that weren't showing pink, and most of them are bloom, open all the way, or mostly all the way. So we're starting to get our leaf shoots coming off the tips here too. So once again, every one of these flowers wants to be a peach, but obviously that's going to be a lot of weight. So it'll be exciting to see them turn from flowers to little peaches. Then we'll go in and thin them out some, make sure that we don't have too much weight hanging on this tree, but they're bigger, juicier, sweeter crop. So, and our second pair, also a lot of difference. This one has a lot more difference than the other one, I'm guessing because the way this one is, because of the house. So the house blocks that little pear for when the sun sets behind it or starts going down behind it. It cuts off the pears. That pear gets cut off from the sunlight a lot sooner than the pear, the apricot, and part of the peach here because of the opening here. So this one definitely, I remember last year, its fruit was ready way before the one on the end, and some of the ones on the end didn't ever really get all the way ready. They were really tiny by the time the snow came, and they just fell off. So anywho, we can see here the vegetative beds swollen, really getting fat there. Some of the ones in the middle stages, but we can see that back there all we saw was mostly this stuff, and a little bit. Now we see big fat buds opening up, all those 10 flowers in there, all the leaves. It's so cool to see them, how they come all, they first pop out, they're all tiny, and look all pointy, and then they're just unfurling. You can see them in the different stages, especially in this one here. You can see opening up. It's great. And then you can see right there, pow. And then if you look, boom, just so many. All those, once again, wants to be pairs. Unfortunately, as you can tell by looking at the overall structure of the tree, all the growth wants to go that way, which is not where I want it to go, so I'm going to have to pull it back. And last tree is our apricot. This one has all but bloomed. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little clusters of bloom still. The rest of them look like this, completely frazzled, all done. Guess we'll see soon if there's any damage from the cold weathers that we had before these popped out. So now you can see lots of leaf buds everywhere popping out. Very nice, very cool, and just there's going to be a lot of leaves on